All right, so this is part two on I'm 38 and I still live at home with my parents. I dropped the first video, my audio cut out at about 12 minutes. It's like a 25-minute video. So I have the rest of this to watch. I got to redo it, and we're going to do that because we just can't leave the video without half the audio. I could have deleted it, but I didn't want to. So we're just going to get into it and call it part two. Let's go. So this is our boy Kenji. 38, at home with mom and dad, no money, no savings. He's in a bad situation. Kenji, what are you doing, bro? Let's see.
Uh, I don't know, stable career. Um, they either have bought a house or have a significant amount of like down payment or savings to put towards down payment to buy a house.
So right now he's talking about people of his age group being 38 years old, having a house, having a family, or at least having a down payment to buy a house. Along that line of responsibility, right? Kenji here, no savings, no money, lives at home with his parents, no wife, no nothing. I want to know what is he going to do about a situation because we all have bad situations in our life. We all have things going on that is just going to hold us back. The question is always, what are you going to do about it? How do you get yourself out of this situation? Thus far, I haven't heard him say anything about how does he help himself.
In the coming years, right? But for me,
Coffee.
yeah, I don't really have any savings.
No
I
money,
don't,
bro? What? What's up?
yeah, I don't have much.
Don't have anything.
Yeah.
Hmm. What do we do,
Um,
bro?
yeah, I don't know.
He doesn't know what to do.
Sometimes, like, I really wonder, like, how I ended up in this situation, right? Like, I feel like I know I fucked it up, but
Every single person at some point in their life is going to say this very same thing. How did I end up here? Why am I not where I want to be? What happened? It always falls back on you. Now, some of us have guidance early on in our life in terms of, oh, you should go to school and you should get this job and, kind of lay the foundation of what the rest of our life will be like. Some people don't have that and you have to figure it out. At the end of the day, I feel like if you are the right person, no matter if you have the guidance or not, you are going to gravitate towards excellence in every single metric. Excellence physically, excellence financially, overall excellence. You're not going to allow yourself to fall, to be hindered by anything. You are going to be aggressive because this world is aggressive and you don't have the opportunity to just kind of be comfortable and stay there. You don't have the opportunity to settle and stay settled. You have to always progress, 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 progress. And unfortunately, that's the world. Yes, it is a hustle. Yes, it is a fight. Yes, it is an absolute necessity to get ahead in life. And if you refuse to do the work, you'll stay exactly where you are, which is usually nowhere. Come on, Kenji.
sometimes I wonder, like, damn, like, time flew. Time passed by like
You let
nothing,
time pass
right?
you by,
Like,
bro.
how did I even end up in this situation? But here I am, and
You are.
I'm just like basically like barely scraping by
Hmm.
without any savings. And I know that, like, I feel like I'm never really going to make that much money in my
See,
career,
like, you
but
can't say that, bro. You can't put that out there.
at best I feel
I'm
like
never
I'm
gonna
just
make
gonna
enough
like
money. Don't say
scrape
that.
by
Don't
at
say that.
best, right?
Scrape by at best. Listen,
So
bro. All right, bro. I am a full believer. I'm a full believer of putting things out there that you actually want to see happen. I'm not going to put anything out there that I refuse to accept in my life. I'm not going to say anything that's going to be a deterrent for me getting ahead in life. Even if it's facts, I'm not going to believe it. I refuse to give up. I'm never ever going to give up on shit. I'm going to be aggressive and keep on going. I'm not going to put out there that I'm not going to make enough money. I'm not going to be this. I'm going to be that. No, we don't go there. We don't do that. Why don't you do that? You have to try. You need to try. You can't just settle and be content. Why? Do you have enough? No, you don't. So keep on going. Sky, man. Sky. Come on, Kenji.
yeah, I don't know, like, I feel like that's how, yeah, that's how I feel about my life. Um, Almost 40, nothing to show for. And I feel like, especially like in the Asian community, like
Asian community.
I don't know, I feel like they really value independence, and
They do.
they put a lot of emphasis on like family, raising a family, getting married,
That's what you do.
having children.
You have those kids, yeah.
I really wonder like what my parents like truly feel about me, about their son, right? Like when their son is still like living with them, when his son is like almost 40. Yeah.
Bro,
But I mean, like,
what is the
It
solution?
hasn't been easy either, right? Like, I feel like a lot of times they're like really typical Asian parents, and I feel like they don't do that as much anymore. But like,
I still can't get over the
used
face mask in the
to
car.
really micromanage me. Like, I felt like I could, like, I don't know. I felt really strangled a lot of times. Like,
So he's living with his parents and he feels strangled, he feels micromanaged, he feels like they're treating him exactly how he was when he was 12. Listen, you have to earn respect. Your parents are always going to look at you as their baby, their child, their little kid. Until you prove them otherwise, how do you prove the parents otherwise? You become aggressive, you become an adult, you do things adults do. You let them see in real time that you do not need them, that you can stand on your own 2 feet, and they will then change how they treat you. If you're always acting like how you were when you were 15 and there's been no progression over the last 17 plus years, what do you expect? You expect them to treat you any different, like a man, like a woman, like an adult, when you're doing the same things you did when you were a kid? No progression, still living at home, still doing roughly the same thing, still playing video games, still not really involved in anything. Do you expect people to treat you any different with any level of respect when you yourself have not evolved? I'm a believer to where how I am with my conduct, how I present myself, whether it's how I dress or whatever, that is going to demand, that's going to command a certain level of respect. It's going to bring it out of people, even without them even realizing, because now you're presenting yourself in a different way. If I go to my parents' house and I am obviously like, I have a level of success, I have my own place, like it's going to be a different response from them versus if I was still living with them, had nothing going on. They're going to think I'm a deadbeat. They're going to think I'm nothing. So you kind of got to take the next step in life. If you want that kind of respect, specifically from the parents themselves, you're never going to get that if you're going to be home, living there. They're paying the majority of the bills. You can't really contribute heavily. You can't even pay their mortgage off or retire them. Most parents don't have retirement plans. Their kids are their retirement plans. And if the kid isn't doing nothing and the kid needs help, then what are they going to do? Nothing either. So I'm sure they can be a bit bitter about it as well. But what do you expect?
like, I don't know. Like, every time I think about my relationship with them, like, I have a huge sigh like this, right? And
That's what happens,
I
bro.
guess they had the right reasons too, though. Like, cause, I mean, what would I do if I were in their shoes, right? If I had a son that is pretty much like relying on them, even if like they're fully grown, like financially, maybe even emotionally, I don't know.
You rely on them financially and
Um,
emotionally.
but like mainly
38,
financially,
bro.
like relying on them. I mean, even if like right now I don't really get any money from them,
Okay.
but I mean, still like they allowing me to stay at their place, right? Like it's
Rent
pretty
free.
much like they're like offering me free rent,
Free rent. I
right?
just said that.
So they are giving me like financial help. That's
Which sounds great, by the
which
way.
is like free rent. That which
Imagine
is
not
like
having to pay
huge,
rent or
right?
mortgage. Sounds wonderful.
Sometimes like I wonder like if like I'm pretty sure I might have like Peter Pan complex or something like that.
Peter
That's what I
Pan
heard. Like
complex.
when
What's that?
like people are still like feel like they're young, even if they're not
Oh,
really young,
because Peter Pan never really
right?
grew up. Okay.
Sometimes I don't really feel my
But he was a
age.
hero.
Um, I'm not sure if that's a good thing, right? Like I really like don't feel my age. And I think the reason why I don't feel my
You
age
gotta
is
feel your age,
because I
bro.
haven't really progressed like after um I haven't like stepped onto the next stage of
Of
I guess
life
like life stages,
in
right?
adulthood.
Because usually like
After
okay, like
what point, though?
you go to college, you get a
Okay.
job, and then you get married, you have kids,
Well, first of
right?
all, you travel, enjoy yourself before you do any
But
of that. You gotta
like
have time for you.
I kind of have stopped like where after like I graduated from college, right? Like I
So, graduated from college, and he's pretty much been exactly where he is right now for the past, what is that? College, graduate 22. Like 15, 16 years. He's just been here, and there's no progression in life. You're exactly where you are since college. Listen, bro, I don't know what to tell you. He did say early on, which if you did watch part one, which was an unintentional part one, by the way, because my audio cut out at 12 minutes in, he did say he had a gambling addiction. So he gambled his money away in his 20s. See, like he has the ideas. He wants. Why are you gambling if you don't want money? I doubt there's pure enjoyment in pulling the little anchor on the slot machine. I would imagine people who gamble, their intent is to flip that because they want money. So I'm assuming that was his line of thinking. If your intentions were to get money, you want money, you're gambling because of money. Like you have something in you. You have something there that you can use and pull to direct in other avenues of your life. You just have to target it somewhere else that is not putting your salary per month in a slot machine and it going to zero. Target it towards a business, target it towards literally anything. I want money. How do I get money? Well, I got to be more aggressive in life. I have to work really hard. I have to prove myself in the workforce, showing up better than anyone else 10 times out of 10. And I'm going to do that consistently for years and years and years. And that's going to show the people above me that I'm worth a promotion. You just do things. You do things, but gambling your money away is a dead investment. Now, you can hit it big. It's very rare to hit it big. Obviously, our boy Kenji did not hit it big with his gambling addiction. So, but you got to figure something out. You can't just like be in this rut over the last 16 years of your life and you're at the same position you were when you graduated college. No progression. I mean, in terms of where I were when I was in college versus now, have my own property, have my own business, got the best physique I've ever had in my entire life. Everything is up. Everything needs to be up. There needs to be progression. I do believe that you have to act your age. You have to feel your age. You don't have to essentially always have that on because let's say if you're in specific environments where you're at a party or you're doing some functional with work coworkers or something, then you can bring out the inner child. You can have some fun, sure. But during your day to day, how you walk, how you talk, how you conduct yourself, it needs to be appropriate to your age because unfortunately you have to demand respect from people. You need to demand respect. And no one's going to respect you if you're 35 acting like you're 15. No one's going to respect you if you're doing the same things at 40 that you were doing when you graduated college. You have to have the ability, the capability within you to turn that on. And when you're around your people, you're around your boys, you can turn it off and have a good time. But there needs to be a balance. You can't just show this one face that you've shown for the past 16 years and expect progression. It is just unrealistic.
haven't gotten married yet, and yeah, that's why I feel like I haven't really hit that stage, life stage, where I guess around this age most people hit, or a lot of people hit, right? For example, like I have another sister that's 36. She's married now and she has kids.
Okay,
She
bro,
moved
what
out
about you though?
as soon
What
as she
do
got
we
married.
do to help you? How do you help yourself?
Even before she got married, actually, I think she's like definitely more independent, a lot more independent than I have ever been. And looking at her, like I can definitely see that like she's like taking those steps of
Okay, so his
like
sister's married.
different.
He's
She's
watching
at a
other
different life stage
siblings do
now.
what they gotta do.
Um, so I feel
He's
like
not
she's
there.
definitely more mature emotionally, like I don't know, like
Sure.
financially. I mean, in every aspect. Um, so yeah, I feel like sometimes I don't feel my age,
You gotta feel your age, bro. You have to
and
demand
I
respect
guess it really
at
kind
the
of
age of
shows when I
38.
interact with people. Sometimes people think I'm much younger or like somewhat younger than my actual
That's what I
age.
was
I
talking
think
about.
like
That's
it's
what I was
mainly
talking about.
because maybe like I give off vibe that I don't like I'm not feeling my age, like I'm not acting my age. I don't know.
Well, when you don't have the life experiences of moving out and renting a property, when you don't have the life experiences of multiple girlfriends or having kids or having a wife, like there's a level of relatability as an adult that every single adult has because they're going through roughly the same thing in life, which is figuring themselves out while having these different adversities along the way. Let's say if you had a kid, it didn't work out with the parent or with the person that you had a kid with. Let's say you're just on a very stressful career path and work is taking up all your time. Every single adult can relate because this is what we all do. This is every single adult. They can all relate. When you don't do these things, when you shelter yourself from the majority of the world, when you are not doing things that other people do at your age, when you interact with them, you're not going to be able to relate. You're not going to be able to connect. You're not going to be able to find commonality because it doesn't exist. Like you're still doing things you were doing when you were 20 years old and everyone is 38. They've moved on from that. They're not doing all the dumb stuff that wastes time and doesn't progress you ahead. So that's why you're not really connecting.
Oh, that's how I feel sometimes. Um, yeah. Um, I don't know. Like, I guess like my parents are getting older now. I mean, they are old, right?
Hmm.
They are almost like, I mean, they're 65. Um, and
So what are you gonna do though? You're not
they,
saying anything about how
I
do you
don't know
help
how much
yourself. I guess
longer.
he's
I
just like
guess like
venting about his life right now and
I'm
not
gonna
really
live with them. I
specifically trying
guess.
to find a solution to
I mean,
anything.
sometimes I wonder like, oh man, like how much longer can I actually live with them? Cause to save money. But I know that time when I have to like move out.
So you're living with them to save money, but you don't have any savings whatsoever. So what have you been doing? Because he did reference gambling early on. If you watch part one, you'll see that reference. I don't think he's still gambling. He hasn't said so. But if you are still gambling and this being your situation, and that's very responsible. If you're not gambling, then you should be stacking cash towards a down payment for a home. You might have to move out of California. He lives in California. California is one of the most expensive states in the entire United States. Why not go somewhere cheaper like Dallas or some part of Texas? Texas seems to be a super cheap state. You can buy houses far cheaper than the rest of the country. Why not look at moving? I think a lot of people try to stay in certain environments when their salary doesn't allow them to be there. People try to live a lifestyle that they just simply cannot afford. And it's a very hard thing, for example, to leave the state that you were born in. Your family's there, your people are there, everyone you know is there, and you're essentially going to start over with a new life, moving to a new state, and just have to figure things out. But at the end of the day, we have to do what we always have to do. And you can't just be complacent because you're used to something. You can't just stay in an environment because you have history with it. You need to do better for yourself. And sometimes the hard decisions are usually the right decisions. But we never commit. We can't make the hard decisions because they're hard. But that's the thing. They are hard for a reason. They're what you need to do to get ahead in life. And it's just going to be a better outcome for you in the long term if you can actually figure out how to create a new life for yourself by different avenues. Like, what are you going to do? I mean, they're 65 years old. They have hopefully another 15 years left on this earth. At that point, you will be, what is our boy going to be, 53? Bro, what are you going to be doing at 53? There's no way you're going to be living here at 53. You got to figure something out. You got to do something, man. This is the time. In fact, you are past the age of time in terms of when you should have sorted this shit out. Because being 40 years old, having to figure this stuff out, nah, bro. That ain't it.
Out of my home is coming. But I don't know, like in this economy, it's like so hard.
Move
You know,
states.
like everything is
You
like
got to
so
move,
freaking
bro.
expensive. Like
Go somewhere
I don't
cheaper.
even know, like
Start a
if
business online.
I can
There's things
actually
you can
like
do.
survive with my wage, with my salary, right? And sometimes, like, I was actually thinking of like to myself, should I actually like try living out of a car, right? Just to see,
Living out of a
if I
car.
can actually make it, right?
I know a lot of people do
And
that. Life is
if
hard
I
out there. I
can
get
like
it.
somehow like make it out of make it um or of what is it if I can somehow like be able to live out of my car, I think that's going to like save me a lot of money, right? At
How would
least
that
like for
save you a
rent.
lot of money?
And rent is like huge chunk,
Oh, I guess if he
right,
were to
of your
move out.
spending. I feel like that's like actually like the largest spending of your paycheck, right? The rent and food.
Yeah.
And if like I can't like be rent free by living out of a car, I feel like that's gonna be like really huge.
Yeah, but dude, you're just avoiding the reality of life. You are avoiding something that every single person has to go through. Unfortunately, it is the natural progression of becoming an adult. You're going to move out. Some people move out and go into their first home because they're able to save their down payment while they're living at their parents and they just buy a place outright. Some people, they have to move out and they have to rent. I don't think these things are things you should avoid. While you're home, you definitely should take advantage of saving all the money in the world. And I think that is a great opportunity. And while you are there, the focus should 100% be on how much money can I save and stack, how much mac and cheese and slices of bread can I eat for the next couple of months so I spend as little money as possible on food. That is when you grind. That is when you hustle. That is when you suffer. You're home, you are suffering because you have a bigger goal at the end of the road. I would rather you stay home, focus on saving for the next year, than to struggle in your car. Because, I mean, you're already 38. You're already living at home. You're already there. It's not like another year is going to make or break you. You're already doing that. You might as well take advantage of it for as long as you can and get ahead in life. But you need to be aggressive for the next year. If you don't focus over the next year, like I said, bread, canned food, water, no going out, no nothing, training every day in the gym, making sure you save all of your money and you are intentional for the end result of I want to buy something. And even if you have to move states, which I think is a good option, right? Move states. Why are you in California? I get it. You were born. Well, he wasn't born there. He moved there when he was 16. He was born in, I think, I don't want to say Korea, some Asian country. I don't know. He didn't reference which specific country he was born in. But save for the next year. You're living rent free. Save super hard. You might have to move out of state, but you can get this done. You can do this. You just have to have a plan. You can't just wait for things to happen. Nothing will ever happen if you wait for it.
It's just that like living out of a car, I don't know what it's like. I mean, like I've seen a ton of YouTube
You
videos.
don't know what anything was like until you try it.
These
You gotta
YouTubers
try.
live out of a car
I
and
don't
like
think you should do
what
that though.
it's like to live out of a car, but I feel like I wouldn't really know like until I actually try,
Exactly.
right? So yeah, I guess I'll have to see about that. Um, yeah. Well, yeah, I think I'll just have to just see what happens. Okay, well, thanks for watching my video, and I'll
That is our boy Kenji. Dude, we gotta figure something out here. You gotta get something done. This world is way too difficult. This world is way too hard for us to just be static, doing nothing, and just waiting for things to happen. Nothing will ever happen for you. Nothing is going to come. Nothing's going to happen. No one's going to come save you. Zero people actually care about anything that happens in your life. And that's true for a lot of people. Nobody cares until you're there. Nobody cares until you make it. Nobody cares until you have something to offer other people. While you are on the bottom, trying to get to the top, that is a lonely journey. But it is something that you have to start. I think the start of any journey, no matter what it is, fitness, financial, becoming more responsible, just starting it is the most daunting thing of all time. But you have to just start. I don't care what the start looks like. The start could be once a day I'm gonna walk outside and just lay on the grass. I don't know. You're doing something, right? You're getting active, you're in motion. Get in motion. You're in motion. From that motion, you might have different ideas, different things that come to your head. You might want to pursue other avenues. I don't know, but we need to start on all of our stuff. We can't just be here doing nothing and another 38 years passes by and we're still in the same situation. That's unacceptable. We have to be aggressive. We cannot have injustices like us not taking care of our life and getting forward be the thing that holds us back. We got to get it done, guys. Have to get it done, need to get it done. We cannot, at no point, under any circumstances, have to depend on people for our entire lives until we're 38, 40 years old. I don't want that. Nobody wants that. I wish our boy Kenji over here luck. I'll put the original video as a link in the description. You guys check it out. And we're going to do more of these. We're going to check out more of these guys because there's a lot of people out here who are just kind of like this. Not making it, not doing it, not about it. And I'm the kind of person where I get this. I understand. I really do get this. And I know where they're coming from. But I'm aggressive as shit. I need to be aggressive as shit. I'm not going to be folded by my environment, not going to be hindered by what I don't have. I'm going to make sure that I have the things that I have and working hard at it and getting it done, because I want to have a good life. I want to enjoy my life. I want to do things that I enjoy. I want to have things that I want to have. And you don't get that by waiting. You don't get that by being complacent. That needs to be intentional, direct. People like this lack that, but hopefully if I speak, maybe they'll listen. I don't know. But we got to make sure we talk about these things because it's pretty important. Quick video, guys. Hope you enjoy it. Like, share, comment down below. And if you're not subscribed, make it a thing. Sub to the boy, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.